the country. He knows that they're going on because they are held under different auspices, and it's just really a rallying cry for terrorism. And the Israelis are far more worried about this than its headquarters is Iran. They're not far more. They're just as worried about that as they are the Palestinian problem they face with the peace process and Hamas and those things. It's a two-edged sword, and I just think the Islamic fundamentalism extremist movement is something most people don't know anything about.
Yeah, I think you're right.
It's a far. I'll tell you, the problem is that it's happening in the United States. The marching orders come from the United States. A lot of the funding takes place here. The organizational effort is going on in mainstream cities all across the country, and that's why a continued alliance between the United States and Israel is crucial. That part of the world is strategic, is of strategic importance in many ways and for many reasons.
Yeah, do you think Jesse Helms would consider that when starting to restrict?
He's more of a friend of Israel than I think his comments have led you to believe. I think this. I'll tell you, this foreign aid business is strict. It's pandering to a very small right-wing minority. A foreign aid budget, $15 billion a year. This is not where we're going to balance the budget. Now, I think foreign aid ought to be more closely, as I've said, you got two columns. You say good things about us, you get money. If you criticize us, you're on our don't get any money list. But I think that Israel is crucial to the United States' presence in the Middle East. It's the only democracy there, and it's where we're going to continue to have a foothold. It's crucial for all kinds of reasons. And I think the foreign aid to Israel will hold up. It must. We've got a break, and we'll be back right after this.
You're listening to the EIB Network.
All right, folks, here's that newsletter commercial I was just telling you about. 500,000 subscribers now, the Limbaugh letter. Operation Restore Democracy. It's a major success. Huge. And you made it happen. But look out, because the liberal press is preparing to launch an intense campaign to bury the real reasons for this stunning victory, like you were angry or you were cynical, and the real people of America were lazy and didn't vote that way or that day. Well, that's all BS, and it's why you need to have the special election issue of the Limbaugh letter. This is one for the archives. Read my definitive analysis of this election. Then read an exclusive interview with the most brilliant political commentator of the era, me. Now, I've ordered the staff to make this issue available free to each new subscriber to the Limbaugh letter. You get the special election issue plus 12 more monthly issues and the 1995 calendar, only $29.95. Call 800-457-4141 and order it now. That's 800-457-4141.
At Courtesy Buick in Goldsboro, we've extended our hottest sale of the year. All new 94 Buicks are still $3 over invoice. You heard right. Not $3,000, not $300, not even $30, but only $3 over invoice for all remaining 94 Buicks. We're determined to sell every 94 Buick in stock, and at just $3 over invoice, they're going fast. In fact, we've only got 13 units left, and that's not all that's going fast at Courtesy Buick. Our entire selection of 94 GMCs and Hondas is moving quickly at incredible closeout prices. If you really want to drive home a bargain, don't miss this unprecedented sale at Courtesy Buick in Goldsboro. But hurry, because our 94s will be gone in a flash at these incredible prices. All 94 Buicks just $3 over invoice, and all 94 GMCs and Hondas at super low closeout prices. Only at Courtesy Buick, Highway 70 East Bypass, Goldsboro.
Welcome to a true dining experience. Welcome to Tallarico's Italian Cuisine. Hey, this ain't no pizza place. Instead, you'll find true Italian cuisine. Choose Tallarico's great pastas and sauces. From the traditional to something a bit different, like habanero with bacon, onion, and Parmesan cheese. Or select Tallarico's entrees like veal marsala or eggplant parmigiana. Dine at Tallarico's one time and you're hooked. Call for reservations 731-4040. Tallarico's Italian Cuisine, 100 North Center Street, Goldsboro. Prince Tire, not only a great place for tires, a super location for service for your car, truck, or van. Come to Prince Tire for oil changes, brake work, front end, and four-wheel alignment. Prince Tire even has those hard-to-find ATV tires, boat trailer tires, even lawnmower tires. Right now, the Goodyear Tempo all-season radial, size P155 ADI13, is just $29.99 each at Prince Tire. Name brands you can trust, service you can count on, and prices will fit your budget. Prince Tire, South George Street, Goldsboro, the only Goldsboro outlet for Hoosier tires.
Call. We go to Columbia, South Carolina. Alan, hello.
How you doing, Raj?
Pretty good, thank you.
I've been thinking about a candidate for the Clinton administration liberal talk show host.
You mean to use in a counteroffensive against me?
Absolutely.
Who you have in mind?
I think it should be Gorbachev if we could teach him English.
Mikhail Gorbachev, liberal talk show host, United States of America, to counterattack Limbaugh.
What do you think?
Well, he certainly fits ideologically with the Clinton administration. There's no question about that. What it boils down to is, can you teach him English well enough that he can entertain as well? Don't forget, for this to succeed, Gorby is going to have to get on 665 stations, and I don't know how many Americans speak fluent Russian. So he's going to have to learn to speak English and then do it in an entertaining way. But I think that points up the problem they have. Their best candidate doesn't even speak American.
Why pay more when you can buy more for less at State Office Equipment Company? Right now, folding tables of all sizes are ready to take home with prices as low as $38. Our traditional executive desk in sturdy mahogany is priced to sell. And if you're looking to get rid of that old rusty typing stand, why not get a new one at State Office Equipment Company for $34.95? Don't pay more someplace else when you can buy more for less at State Office Equipment Company, just beside Max Stewart Music at 2211A East Ash Street in Goldsboro. Deborah wakes up barely able to roll out of her bed. Her back feels as if someone had kicked it in. Suddenly, she remembers struggling to pick up that heavy box at the office yesterday. After consulting with her doctor, Deborah discovered she would benefit from physical therapy. Treatments such as ultrasound, electric stimulation, massage, exercise, and lifting instructions could help ease her pain and prevent further injuries. Deborah's not alone. Back pain happens to 80% of adults sometime in their life. Brought to you by Claire Smith, physical therapist at Wayne County Rehabilitation Center. Call 658-0562.
Hear what everybody is talking about. 1150 WGBR Goldsboro. From ABC News, I'm Bob Schmidt.
It does seem almost like a veiled threat, and it would be very unfortunate if indeed he said that.
Iowa Democratic Senator Tom Harkin not very happy about some remarks attributed to one of his conservative Republican colleagues from North Carolina. The Secret Service is concerned, too, and wants a transcript of what Senator Jesse Helms told a newspaper in Raleigh. Though a spokesman says it would be too much to say he's under investigation. The paper says Helms warned President Clinton he had better watch out and better have a bodyguard if he visits military bases in North Carolina, where Helms says the president is unpopular. His fellow Republican Senator Phil Gramm of Texas indicates Helms may have gone too far.
I think we all have to be careful to draw a fine line of distinction between taking a legitimate stand in opposition to the president on his legislative agenda, on his foreign policy, on his domestic policy, versus criticizing the president personally and being disrespectful of the office.
Last weekend, Senator Helms was criticized by, among others, the chairman of the Joint Chiefs of Staff for saying President Clinton was unfit to be commander-in-chief. Almost time for the holiday gift-giving season, and the Ralph Nader Public Interest Research Group is out with a list of 24 toys you might not want to put under the tree.
At least 11 of the toys violate the government's small parts standard designed to prevent choking deaths to young children.
Bill Wood of the Nader Group, he says those 24 toys include
dangerously noisy blaster balls that produce an explosive noise similar to toy gun caps, toxic clay nail polish with ingredients known to cause birth defects, and Mattel's Nickelodeon Gack Splat, which can crystallize into sharp, jagged pieces that can cut a child's hands.
Wood says injuries involving toys sent about 165,000 kids to emergency rooms last year with at least 26 toy-related deaths. You're listening to ABC News.
Now, ladies and gentlemen, as you can see on the sales chart, this gray bar is our quarterly sales, compared to the slightly darker gray bar, which is our...
Burton.
Well...
We can't see the difference, Burton.
No, this sort of gray bar is actually the...
Next time, do the chart in color, Burton.
When color can make a difference,
Where'd everybody go?
get it done at Kinko's, where you can create it in color so you can show it in color. Kinko's, 24 hours a day, 7 days a week, your branch office. For the nearest of over 700 locations, call 1-800-743-COFFEE.
It's the holidays, and America's #1 tire store, Sears, is having their biggest sale of the year because every tire, including all the best brands, are now on sale. All Goodyear, all Michelin, all Bridgestone, all BF Goodrich, all 5 to 30% off in sizes to fit your vehicle, including thousands of special order tires and sizes. And remember, Sears will not be undersold. See store for details. Don't miss this week's huge tire all on sale through Sunday at Sears, where wishes come home for the holidays.
What happened to him while he was being abused and mistreated by terrorist kidnappers in Lebanon could now be the reason why police say a former hostage is behaving the way he is. The story from reporter Ed Donahue of ABC affiliate WBZ in Boston.
It looks like 44 months in captivity are coming back to haunt Frank Reed. Police in Malden, Massachusetts say Reed assaulted and then threatened to kill his estranged wife. He's also accused of threatening to kill a bartender as well as patrons at a local bar. He is free on personal recognizance and will undergo a psychiatric evaluation. Frank Reed was director of a school in Beirut when he was taken hostage by Islamic militants back in 1986. He was freed in 1990 and returned home. One Malden police officer said if Reed is not homeless, he's one step away and is deteriorating. Ed Donahue for ABC News, Boston.
Boston is where the two sides in the National Hockey League player lockout are meeting again for the 4th time in 6 days. The general manager of the Boston Bruins says a breakthrough may be near. Labor Secretary Robert Reich says there is another kind of welfare in need of attention aside from the programs affecting poor people that Republicans say they want to change. Reich says the Clinton administration has targeted what he calls corporate welfare. More than $100 billion in tax breaks for business. On Wall Street right now, the Dow Jones Industrial Average is down about 12 points at 3757.73. The volume on the big board is heavy. This is ABC News.
This Thanksgiving, after the cranberry sauce, I want you to pull out your congas. Good. Now, line dance right to the TV set. Very nice. Then, find out how a bongo-banging band leader and a red-headed Goldwyn girl revolutionized the way you and I watch television. Yep, Lucille Ball and Desi Arnaz. A world-premiere biography about America's funniest family on the A&E Television Network. Thursday, 8 Eastern, 9 Pacific. A&E. It's really time well spent.
For the ABC Information Network, I'm Bob Schmidt.
If my car was music, it wouldn't be easy listening. It'd be full-volume rock and roll. What else goes with 327 cubic inches of fine-tuned fuel-injected steel? My car would be rock and roll. Same for its gasoline. No middle of the road for me. No syrupy pop. My machine gets nothing but Formula Shell.
Give your vehicle a treat with the new Formula Shell gasolines from Dumas Oil Company's area Shell stations, including Walnut Creek Food Mart, Fast Break in Fremont, Highway 117 Auto Truck Stop Goldsboro, home of the famous News Country Restaurant.
Well, we may see some patchy high clouds in our skies this afternoon and tonight, but the overall pattern will be bright and dry for the next few days as high pressure dominates the area. Our forecast for this afternoon, more sunshine than clouds. It'll be breezy and turning cooler. We'll look for highs in the mid to upper 60s with temperatures falling by late afternoon. Tonight, fair and cold, lows around 30 in northern sections, upper 30s to near 40 in the south. And then for Wednesday, mostly sunny and cold, quite breezy still. Highs tomorrow in the low to mid 50s. I'm Mike Moss at the Weather Center.
Welcome to the Rush Limbaugh program here on the Excellence in Broadcasting Network, where broadcast du soir is made every day. More listeners around the world than any long-form radio program in history for those of you in Rio Linda. Happy to have you with us as we get started with another excursion into broadcast excellence. It's hour number 2.
This is a special edition of the Rush Limbaugh program, America, the way it ought to be. And now, from our studios in New York City, here is Rush Limbaugh.
Thank you, Johnny Donovan. We welcome you. If you'd like to be part of the program today, simply give us a call. The number is 1-800-282-2882. That's 800-282-2882. Happy to have you with us, ladies and gentlemen. I referenced earlier in the program the Republican proposal to overhaul the welfare system. Now, this is right out of the... You okay in there? Look like you're having a coughing spas attack. What is your turtleneck too tight? Yeah, the Republican contract featured a plank on welfare reform, and it is published in some detail today in the New York Times. I read it. And as I read it, I thought to myself, I wonder how many people, when they hear about this, are going to really be for it. And how many are going to get a little squeamish at it. Let me show you what I mean. When I'm talking about welfare reformers, I know people who are for... Obviously, the left is not going to like this, but I'm talking about those of you out there who are convinced that welfare needs to be reformed and needs to be reformed seriously. Here it is. Reading excerpts now from the story. Republican team taking over the House of Representatives will propose a welfare bill that eliminates a decades-old guiding principle of poverty and food programs, that anyone who qualifies for these benefits automatically gets them. That's gone. Under the proposal drafted by House Republicans for submission in January, Congress would set an overall annual limit on welfare spending and would replace food stamps and child nutrition programs with a lump sum payment to each state. The Republicans would consolidate 10 nutrition programs into a food assistance block grant. They would cut the available money by 5%. This is not reduced scheduled spending increases by 5%, but literally cut spending 5%. There would be 5% less spent under the Republican plan than any other. Clinton's welfare reform plan, spending went up. And it was basically a federal jobs program. You ever notice that when Republican welfare reform comes along, you actually save money? In this case, it'll save $22 billion after they get through with it. I'll get to that in just a minute. A Democrat welfare reform plan, you spend $22 billion additional dollars. There's a little side note. Anyway, the available money be cut by 5%, and then a limit would be set on any future spending. The limit would be adjusted for increases in population and food prices in the prior year. That means bye-bye baseline budgeting. That means, hey, we're going to budget next year based on what happened last year, and some factors like population increases and food prices. Sensible budgeting after we cut 5%. Now, hang on, folks, hang on. The Republican bill would repeal these laws: the Food Stamp Act of 1977, the Child Nutrition Act of 1966, the National School Lunch Act of 1946, the Emergency Food Assistance Act of 1983, and other federal laws intended to prevent hunger. Note the way the New York Times has written this. Republicans now have declared war on the hunger. They haven't said that, but that's implied there with that last sentence. The Republican Party would replace the money allocated under those laws that are going to be wiped out with the new block grant, lump sum, which states would use for the general purpose of food assistance, but without having to follow the detailed nutrition standards set by existing laws and regulations. Current rules say, for example, that school lunches must apply or supply at least 1/3 of the recommended daily dietary allowance for various nutrients. In addition, under the proposal, states could provide people with cash instead of food stamps if they want. Republicans said their proposal would save money and force Congress to face up to the cost of welfare and food assistance rather than continue these programs on autopilot. There's another little paragraph here. State welfare officials would have to provide the Federal Immigration and Naturalization Service with the name, address, and other identifying information on illegal aliens whose children were United States citizens. The Republican bill, the Personal Responsibility Act, lists 60 programs for which illegal aliens and many legal aliens would be ineligible. They include Medicaid, maternal and child health care, and so forth. Again, Republican bill, Personal Responsibility Act, lists 60 programs for which illegal aliens and many legal aliens would be ineligible. Medicaid, maternal and child health care, community services, and so forth. So what you have here is the first true chipping away at the welfare state this country has ever seen. Gone. If this ever is signed into law by Clinton, of course. Now this, if the Republicans pass this in the House, don't forget now, this has to go to the Senate, then it has to come back, it'll be conferenced, and then to the White House, and blah, blah, you never know. But if it actually happened, gone would be the Food Stamp Act, the Child Nutrition Act, the National School Lunch Act, the Emergency Food Assistance Act, and several other federal laws. Real chipping away, and it would turn, the governors have said, hey, we want power. Governors are saying at their conference, we want power, we want to decide. This program says, here, we're going to give you a lump sum, and you take care of it. You handle the aid in your state, but it's going to be 5% less than what you've been getting. This is going to send ripples of fear through the spines of liberals like nothing has in a long time, other than their defeat a couple Tuesdays ago. And it's a genuine, legitimate slash. How many of you have kept track of the stuff going on in Bosnia lately? Airstrike took place on a Serb-controlled airfield in Croatia, and this airstrike has split opinion in Washington. The president called the attack a good step in the right direction, but Mr. Newt, incoming House Speaker, questioned the effectiveness of the raid. He said, I think if we've learned any lesson from the Vietnam War, it's that occasional tactical airstrikes are ineffective in intimidating. Well, there's no question about that. Have the Serbs yet been intimidated by anything we've done? I think the Serbs they're not intimidated. We've drawn a line in the sand, and you guys, you better not cross that line, and they cross it. And then we draw another, well, you really made us mad now. And we draw another line, and they cross it. And so we draw another line. Oh, you guys, I'll tell you what, you're really testing us now, we say, and they cross the line. We tell them, you can't hit that village. And then we back out. In 15 days, they wipe out the village, everybody who lives there. And then we say, you guys had better not do that anymore. And the Serbs say, all right, we won't. We claim victory after they've wiped out an entire village. This has been the whole history here. And it just goes to show the use of U.S. force in a situation like this. It hadn't been defined for us. Victory hadn't been defined, strategy hasn't been defined, objective hasn't been defined, and clearly the exit hasn't been defined. So it's just the same old, same old. I would suggest this, ladies and gentlemen. I really hate to have to be the guy to state the obvious, but this is the very sort of military action, this happenstance, hit and miss, surgical strike or attempted surgical strike here. These unexpected little bombing raids that are supposed to intimidate our enemies and illustrate American power and so forth. This is the same kind of military action which once compelled our president to dodge the draft. This is the exact kind of thing that he thought was unacceptable and unworthy of support back during his days as a young college student and as a late teenager. Now, somebody has to say this. Of course, you never hear it on Rather, Bernard Shaw, Connie Chung, Peter Jennings. They won't say this. Somebody has to. This is the exact kind of military action he opposed and attempted to dodge the draft for. We got a break. We'll take it. Be right back after this. Don't go away.
You're listening to the EIB Network.
Is intelligence really inherited?
What does intelligence have to do with welfare and crime? See Charles Murray's and Richard Herrnstein's explosive new bestseller, The Bell Curve. For a rush order, get pen and paper ready. The Bell Curve is a shocker. It shows why welfare state taxes and spending will never solve social problems. Read The Bell Curve and make up your own mind. Now save 15% off the publisher's price and get The Bell Curve for only $24.95 when you order from Laissez-Faire Books, world's largest source of books on liberty. Simply call Laissez-Faire Books toll-free, 1-800-456-7307. That's 1-800-456-7307. 1-800-456-7307 for The Bell Curve, the controversial bestseller about intelligence.
It's hard to believe, but once again, Christmas is right around the corner. By the way, did you think about giving Hooked on Phonics as a gift last year? Do you wish you had? Remember, poor reading skills won't improve without help. Maybe this year should be a Hooked on Phonics Christmas. Hooked on Phonics, the gift that remains long after the Christmas tree is gone. Call 1-800-ABCDEFG and this year place Hooked on Phonics under your Christmas tree.
End-stage renal disease sufferers need special attention and care. To meet your special health care needs, Dialysis Care of Wayne County will soon open their brand new dialysis clinic on Memorial Drive, just minutes from Wayne Memorial Hospital, and convenient to all of Wayne County. This beautifully appointed facility features individual entertainment centers, offering television and radio to assure your total comfort during your appointment. A special feature of dialysis care is their transportation service, offering both pickup and delivery service to Dialysis Care of Wayne County. They understand your special needs, and Dialysis Care is dedicated to providing you the very best quality of health care in a pleasing and comfortable environment. Ask questions, look around, and see what makes Dialysis Care a leader in quality dialysis services. Call 1-800-729-7784 for more information. That number again is 1-800-729-7784.
Smiling faces, friendly places, and everything on your shopping list awaits you in downtown Goldsboro. There's an extension of Wayne Bible and Bookstore across the street on Mulberry Street. It's Wayne Bible and Bookstore's new gift gallery. You'll find pictures, plaques, limited edition porcelain collectibles, and more. Wayne Bible and Bookstore Gift Gallery at 115 East Mulberry Street. Carolina Shoe Rebuilders will put your holiday season on sound footing. The home of expert shoe repair as well as repair of leather coats and jackets. They'll even renew your soles and heal you at Carolina Shoe Rebuilders, 124 East Walnut Street. And for clothing for men and women, choose Leaders Department Store. They have big and tall menswear and ladies' cocktail dresses along with everyday fashions. This Christmas shopping season, shop with confidence, wear with pride. From Leaders, 126 West Walnut Street. Smiling faces and friendly places make your holiday shopping enjoyable in downtown Goldsboro.
My brain tied behind my back just to make it fair. Branson, Missouri. Greg, hi. Welcome to the EIB Network.
Hey, Rush. How you doing?
Pretty good, sir. How are you?
I'm doing pretty good.
Thank you for calling.
Mega dittos from Music Country USA.
Thank you.
Listen, the reason that I called is I was just listening to the news, and I heard Robert Reich coming on talking about corporate welfare, which I really thought was an interesting term, seeing that the new Republican Congress is wanting to actually do something about welfare reform. And so coming on and talking about tax breaks for corporate America is just really seems to be totally foreign to the Clinton administration. And I think it's just, it's funny that they're now coming around and starting to talk about corporate tax breaks as well as finally maybe coming on with their promise of middle-class tax cuts.
Well, you know, here's the thing. The Clinton administration is betraying itself. When they argue for passage of GATT, what do they say? Among many other things, they say the lower tariffs will spawn all kinds of economic activity that will more than make up for the loss in revenue generated by the lower tariffs. In fact, the loss in revenue will end up with net surplus in revenue because of the economic activity. Now, what are tariffs? Tariffs are taxes on transactions, are they not? They are taxes on businesses, are they not? So here you have the Clinton administration, which is just, Katie, bar the door, we got to get GATT signed now. And what is GATT but tax relief for businesses? And in the midst of this debate, the caller is absolutely right. I'm holding here in my formerly nicotine-stained fingers a story which from the Washington Post. And it says U.S. companies should be stripped of billions of dollars in tax breaks and other special subsidies, and the money used to help train the anxious class, as he's defined you, train anxious American workers for new jobs. Here is one of Secretary Reich's quotes. If we're asking middle-class people to work smarter and welfare mothers to play by the rules, it seems important to ask corporate America to get off welfare and play by the rules as well. Secretary Reich, how dare you, sir, draw a comparison to welfare reform and corporate tax breaks? And talking about playing by the rules, Secretary Reich, do you know how many rules and regulations and obstacles that you have placed or the federal government's placed in front of American business? Do you realize that playing by the rules for business means playing by thousands of rules? And I'd like them to address this business. If tax breaks in the form of a GATT treaty are good, then why aren't tax breaks on domestic transactions good as well? If lowering taxes benefits economic activity, then what's the complaint, Secretary Reich? And I'll tell you what, these people look at corporate America as the sole depository of evil. And they look at tax revenue as the only source of money for them, federal officials, so that they can spend it in the way they choose. Tell you what, you get rid. Somebody told me the other day that the amount of regulation that is placed in front of businesses of all sizes, if it were removed, would unleash about $500 billion over a period of years in economic activity, because companies would not have to be soaking up so much revenue and spending so much money on abiding by these stupid shackle-type regulations and so forth. But I mean, this is just, this is the kind of thing that this administration had better learn to silence. You talk about Jesse Helms all you want, and Jesse Helms ought to, you know, button up and start governing. But this to compare lowering tax revenues on businesses as somehow a free lunch, and compare it to welfare moms having to now play by the rules is just misses the point. Where does he think capitalism's engine is? And what does he think is the fuel of capitalism? It's capital. You got to have access to it. You have to have the ability to invest it, spend it, and when you earn it, keep it. Otherwise, there's no incentive to try to earn it. So you've got to be supportive of the profit motive. And these guys, any profit is obscene, and it's got to be taxed, and then the money redistributed. And I just think it's a glaring example of why these people are at the bottom of the totem pole, the bottom of the ladder, and sinking even further. They just don't get it. Manchester, New Hampshire. Alan, you're next. Welcome to the EIB Network. Hello.
Rush, semi-ditto.
Hey, thanks for calling, sir.
You're welcome. Moderate, but if you took moderate out of the vocabulary, I'd have to say I'm liberal. But I've always encouraged my acquaintances to give you a listen and not call you dangerous.
Thank you, sir, very much. I appreciate it. I just want you to know that.
Well, you're articulate.
Thank you.
You're humorous.
Thank you.
You put the cards on the table.
Thank you.
And you leave it up to intelligent people to take what you have to say and think about it and act on their own, I believe. Dangerous, they tell me, I listen to Howard Stern. I believe he's dangerous. Because he...
Only if you take him seriously.
Well, it's, I believe a lot of people do who listen to him and go, you're dangerous. I believe if they listen to Howard, but won't listen to you because you're dangerous, I think Howard's dangerous because he's mean. He focuses on private matters of semi-private or even private or even public people that are not part of, should not be part of the public forum at all. And I include your lobster story with Mary Tyler Moore, who is a public figure. She's a celebrity. But she made
Wait just a minute. Are you seriously comparing my attempt to save this lobster? Are you comparing this effort to, the things that happen on Howard Stern's program?
I haven't finished my thought. I haven't finished expressing my thought. And that is this. As a private person, even though she's a celebrity, she made a private business deal.
No.
I thought a very, very generous one, $1,000 for a lobster. If I were a restaurant owner, I'd love $1,000 for a lobster. So
Wouldn't you though, if you were a restaurant owner, love $2,000 for your lobster?
Well, I'm saying get another lobster. Buy your own lobster. Buy a different lobster for $2,000. Don't make fun of someone's private intention.
By the way, how is this private? This is all over the newspapers, by the way. How would any of us know about it?
Because she's a celebrity.
Well, but it's
As
not
a private person with private feelings, she made this very generous offer to a businessman.
This is not private.
And once she owns it, she can do anything she wants with it,
As
you
can-
can with anything you
That's right.
purchase.
Well, she's gonna snatch up this lobster for $1,000 and send it back off the coast of Maine into waters.
Another. Buy a bigger lobster.
No.
Buy the hugest, oldest lobster you can find in the country.
No. Had I known that Spike was for sale, I'd have been in there on the get-go.
But you didn't.
I
But
didn't,
you
only
didn't.
because
But you
Mary
can find
Tyler
your-
Moore's private move here was made public. If I found out about it, and I think $1,000 is too cheap for a 65-year-old lobster. Certainly worth more than that. And I don't buy your privacy argument here. And my offer was made in private, too. We did not call them on the air. We didn't call them with a tape recorder running. We had a private phone call, private business transaction with Crawford. We're waiting to hear about our bid.
Hello?
Hi, is your mommy home?
Yes, she's in the bathtub.
Oh, I'm calling for the Blue Diamond Almond Growers to remind people how almonds are the perfect snack to have around for the holidays.
Oh.
Could you give her that message? Blue Diamond almonds are flavor-packed.
No, I don't think so.
Is there anyone else at home?
Only my brother.
Can I talk to him, please?
Wait a minute.
Blue Diamond almonds are the tastiest holiday snack you could get. And,
My brother can't come to the phone right now.
oh, why not?
I can't get him out of his crib.
This is WGBR News, Goldsboro's very own.
This is Bill Justice for WGBR News. An in-house survey of the cafeterias of Wayne County schools in which students and cafeteria personnel were surveyed produced what were positive results and a lot of rumors. Superintendent Ray Brayboy said one rumor making the rounds had it that outsiders were going to be brought in to privatize local school cafeterias.
Not true. There's no truth to that whatsoever. That's one of the many rumors that fly. Cafeterias being closed, people losing their jobs. That's a bunch of bunk. But we are looking. We are looking at all of our programs to try to improve them. It doesn't take a rocket scientist to figure out that if we're going to do something like that, the Board of Education is going to be in from the get-go. But we have people in this school system looking at ways to improve our programs.
Dr. Ray Brayboy, the superintendent of Wayne County Public Schools. Associate Superintendent Donald Faison indicated there is no rush for the state schools to use the moment of silence in schools in his review of the allowable classroom practice at last night's school board meeting.
We have checked all of the various school districts in the state of North Carolina, and to date, not a single school district has gone further than the moment of silence. There is much talk, but there's been no movement past the moment of silence at this point. Be glad to entertain any questions that you might have regarding the sample of policies. And of course, it's on the agenda tonight purely for discussion purposes anyway. We'll see it again.
Wayne County Schools Associate Superintendent Donald Facer talking about going beyond the moment of silence. Several people spoke in opposition to the request of William A. Dees Jr. to change the zone of property on the south side of Ash Street between Madison Avenue and Best Street from a residential 16 to a neighborhood business zone at the Goldsboro City Council meeting last night. Dees told the council he would recommend an office and institutional zone for the property if neighborhood business is too broad. Opposition, verbally or by letter, came from Tom Barwick, Jimmy Jeffries, Jimmy Edmondson, Dr. Con McDonald, Mrs. Allison Reeves, and Jeff Thompson. I'm Bill Justice for WGBR News, a copyrighted feature of New Age Communications.
Well, a sprawling high-pressure center covers just about the entire U.S. now, and that system should bring bright skies, dry air, and some chilly temperatures our way through most of the week ahead. The forecast for this afternoon, more sunshine than clouds. It'll be breezy and turning cooler. We'll have highs in the mid to upper 60s, but falling by around mid-afternoon. Then tonight, fair and cold, lows near 30 in northern sections, upper 30s to around 40 in the south, and then mostly sunny and cold for Wednesday, still breezy, with highs tomorrow in the low to mid-50s. I'm Mike Moss at the Weather Center.
All right, Lobianco, hang on here just a second, folks. Keep going. There's a bump on here that I know Marta put on that I haven't heard yet, and I have heard this one, so change carts. Have you not been changing carts? Is that... Well, change carts. Just keep rotating. Let's see what happens. Hit the next one. Oh, I wish I could remember. This is not it either. Keep going. Hit the next cart. See what happens. It's got to come up here sooner or later. This is not it. We heard this yesterday, too. It's a popular song. It's a what is the name of this song? It's something like I'm worthless, shoot me, I don't count for a hill of beans. Some popular song right now. Yeah, has one of them requeued? They're both. Have you fast forwarded them? Got one ready to go? Hit it. Not it. Not it. Good. All right, have we completed cart 2? Well, then hit cart 2. That's where it's going to be anyway. Well, then how can we have completed it then if it's recycling, have we not? And I have not heard this. In fact, I liked it so much I brought it in separately about... Folks, pardon me on this while we go through... Here, hang on just a second. I bet... Yeah, hello. That Loser. Who is it by? Marta's on the phone here. It's Loser by Beck. Do you know this song, Lobianco? You're a DJ. You don't know... All right. It's on. You put it on the CD, right? It's on there. Okay, I hope Johnny Carter does. We'll find it. Thanks. Bye. Is it on there, Johnny? Loser by Beck? He doesn't know. Hit it again. No, not it. Not it. Darn it, darn it, darn it. No. Number 2 still hasn't recycled? Well, then that means we've gone through the whole thing, and I didn't hear it. That means we've gone through everything. And I still haven't heard the one bump out of all these people on here that I really, really like. You know what? I'll have it on the CD. The CD is either back in my office or it's in my briefcase. John, would you go back there and see if you can find it? And it's one of the late cuts. It's like cut 20 or 21, so it would, as cart 2 recycle. Well, hit it again. Let's see what. No, not it. Not it. I'll find it for you, folks. It isn't going to be that big a deal. I just happen to like it. Been waiting for 2 days. I mean, didn't hear it at all yesterday. Thought it'd be one of the first ones up today, but still haven't heard it. We're an hour and a half into the show. Hit another one. Just not it. We'll get the CD. We'll find it. Meanwhile, to the phone, Sonora, California. Scott, hello. Welcome to the EIB Network.
Hi, Rush.
Hi, how are you?
Good. Megadittos from the Gold Country.
Thanks for calling. By the way, folks, support GAT. Trickle down works. Okay.
This weekend, I heard a news story saying that Bill Bennett had essentially told Governor Wilson to keep his mouth shut and quit blaming all of California's problems on illegal aliens. Point number 1 is that Governor Wilson never said that all of California's problems are illegal alien-related, much less their fault. He said it's not fair for Californians to bear the burden of supporting people who are in this state illegally. Secondly, the majority of us who voted in California not only re-elected Wilson to govern us, but passed Prop 187. And so the people of California have spoken about that issue. And I get real tired of hearing politicians and political commentators second-guessing what the people have said we want. And I wish Bill Bennett would keep his mouth shut and leave the governing of California to the governor of California. I think that it's divisive to the conservative cause for that kind of stuff to be going on.
I'll tell you what, that you are exactly right about. You read National Review?
Sometimes.
You see the cover, I think it was a couple issues ago, Buckley and John O'Sullivan writing on why Bennett and Kemp are wrong.
Yes.
187. John O'Sullivan makes a fascinating point in his essay in that issue of National Review. And he basically says that all immigration, legal and illegal, quote, strengthens and reinforces ethnic subcultures in American society. And so strengthening America's threatened national identity requires some restrictions on immigration. He then, in his opinion, says that the economic impact and benefits of immigration are astonishingly small and blames immigration for the flowering of multiculturalism and the welfare state. Now, this is exactly what Kemp and Bennett have said they fear, that there would be a spillover from the anti-illegal immigration to a general anti-immigrant posture, period, in the conservative movement. Now, this is going to be a long, drawn-out argument. It's going to be a huge one because it goes to the core of conservative social and cultural beliefs. On the one hand, you have people like you who will look at the situation in California and you'll focus on it's illegal, and you'll also focus on the welfare state aspects of it, and you say enough's enough, it's not working this way, and I'm tired of supporting lawbreakers, and what good is the law if it's not enforced? Where's the INS and deporting these people, blah, blah. Then on the other side, you have Bennett and Kemp who